Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Libra August 2021 Astrology Must Knows. Definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com to see the long list of free goodies that I have for you each month. You don't want to miss anything that I make for you to help you make the most of the starry opportunities. So check that out at anniehelpsyou.com. If you would love to be an astrologer as your profession, or use it as part of a profession you already have, or just enhance your own knowledge for your self-development to help your family and friends, you will love my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course, which you can see at lumelife.com, L-U-M-E life.com. I also have free courses at that site. So what's going on this month? We've got always lots of things to talk about. I'm going to give you my list of must-knows. I'll give you some dates to watch, and we'll talk about the things to celebrate and the things to watch out for. You can make the most of this video by knowing that this is for you if Libra is your moon or your sun or your rising or your Venus or your Mercury or your Mars. If you go deeper into your chart and you have a Libra placement there, this video is including information that is part of your bigger astrological picture. We are so much more than just our sun sign, so I always encourage you to find out how to run a free birth chart online, know your chart more, and I will help you with my monthly videos to use your chart knowledge and help yourself with that knowledge. Okay, so if you are a late degree Libra, so that's basically if your birthday is around October 11th through the rest of the sign, or around 20 to 29 degrees, basically, or the late degree placements, then I suggest that you also watch my Scorpio videos, okay? And this is true especially the later you get, like October 15th and on, definitely, and 24 degrees and on, definitely also watch Scorpio because you cuspy people are a more complex read. All right, so the first thing to celebrate and must know is that we are right smack in the middle of this open stars sequence that started around July 7th and go until around September 7th. Open stars means we are free from personal planet retrogrades. Personal planet retrogrades, think back to the second part of May, all of June, the early part of July, and other times like it when Mercury and other personal planets were in retrograde, where confusion was brought, where you couldn't plan a second ahead, where things were changing by the day, where plans were shifting, things were breaking in your house all the time, and you didn't really know what was going on, and the focus was more inward and backwards. Okay, that's the retrograde time, but August is not that time. August is a time of direct stars. This time is amazing. This whole month and all of between July 7th and September 8th are good for commitments, engagements, weddings, contracts, making large purchases, signing paperwork, anything having to do with business launches, new jobs, moves, anything that's big and requires a commitment or clarity is really great for this month, okay? So it's very exciting. We also have a couple of other factors adding to the open stars to celebrate this month. One is that we are free from mega outer planet clashes this month, and while that Saturn-Uranus square that is present all year, and you can search for Annie Botticelli Saturn square Uranus to see more about what those storylines are bringing, it's not in the forefront at this time. It's in the backdrop. In June, we had another clash, and you could feel the heaviness of it echoing. But August, we are free from that being the dominant theme. So that's something else to celebrate. We'll have a lightness because of that. Also, there will be more lightness because we are out of the major part of the eclipse season. Thank goodness. Whew. Eclipse season, May, June, and July brought massive changes for many, many people. Some of those were goodbyes that we did not want to say. I was in there, had to say a major goodbye in this eclipse season. But lots of those things were also hellos, new things coming in, very, very big life-changing events, and very heavy and anxiety-ridden times around those eclipse seasons. So August is not that time. It doesn't mean that there can't be changes. Things happening in your personal chart might supersede this general transit, but the general story of the general transits are going to influence your experience in one way or another. And at least we're not dealing with that now. So that's a time to sigh, a big sigh of relief, have a little break in between the intensity. Okay, so the next big must to know is that we have a sequence of Uranus Trines in all of August and then right in the beginning of September. Uranus is the planet of surprises, things that come out of the blue, like a lightning strike, shocking insights, but in a good way, because the angle is a trine, the most favorable in all of astrology. So when Uranus, the planet of surprises, is in a nice aspect, the surprises and breakthroughs that tend to come are very, very positive. And so hopefully you will have happy surprises. I'm going to give you the dates that these aspects are happening, but do know that you can experience them in the days around these dates as well, because the energy is not just active at the exact time it's happening. There's an orb of influence of days before and days after. Also, if you want a more complete list of all the sweet and salty dates, what the aspects are, what you can expect from them, then definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com and sign up for my free email newsletter. Okay, so Uranus will trine Venus on August 2nd and 3rd. Then it will trine Mercury on the 19th and 20th. Then it will trine Mars on the 21st and 22nd. And in early September, it will trine the Sun. Okay, so we've got this beautiful time that just leaves this whole period of time open for happy surprises. So things that you weren't expecting can just happen very quickly. Things that you were planning but didn't seem like they were going to work out can, bam, just happen in a second. So just be aware and be awake, and if there are things you've been wanting to do, have some readiness, because there's a chance they can come through in a big way. Now, on the topic of the Mars trine on the 21st and 22nd, we also have something else happening on those dates. We've got the full moon in Aquarius, and this is just no ordinary full moon. This is a blue moon, which is extra exciting because you've heard the saying, once in a blue moon. They're rare compared to regular full moons. A blue moon happens when it's the second full moon of a calendar month or the second full moon in a zodiac sign. And so they have extra power, extra intensity. And because this beautiful trine is coinciding, it increases the odds that the fullness, completion, fruition that comes is going to be super positive. Sometimes there is very, very, very heavy emotion and water where it's not supposed to be. So look out for that if you're in places where water can be a concern. But if there is conflict of any kind, the odds that it will turn out really good or uncover something that turns out to be amazing, even if it doesn't seem like that at first, are very much increased. So you can have wonderful things happen in anything Aquarius, which I'm going to list, and this is of special importance for Libra at this time because Leo energies are still accentuating, and for some of you also the Virgo energies are accentuating that 11th house. So you're having the 11th house Aquarius energy come through. Not only do we have Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, we also have the Sun and Mercury moving through your 11th house, and you've got other placements that are moving through your 11th house. 11th house rules Aquarius. Now we've got this full moon in Aquarius, okay? So you can see that the energy of Aquarius is super highlighted for you this month with an extra emphasis on these dates around the 21st. Friendships, networking, social groups and media, online presence, web-based projects, community-based projects, humanitarian efforts, dating, online dating, making perfect contacts to connect you with the things that you need. Other people are likely to be super helpful to you at this time, and the more you connect with them, the more you have a chance to activate what wants to come for you. Now, specifically for Libra, the 5th house of true love is being accentuated in your once in a rare time blue moon, full moon. And even those of you in the late degree spectrum, sometimes your middle and late degree people will have a different house accentuated for these moon aspects. But because it's a late degree moon, all of the Libras are going to feel this in the 5th house. And the 5th house is the house of true love. This is also the house of children. So if you're a Libra who's been working on having a baby or something notable with your children or working with kids, then this is all happening. Also, this is the house of hobbies and fun and things on your bucket list. I call it a bucket list house. So if there's something you've always wanted to do, there's a very good chance that this might be a month that you're either planning it and getting really close to doing it, or that you're actually going to do it. And again, it could come in all of a sudden. Okay, so that is super exciting. Everyone has a chance at awesomeness for this aspect. But those of you in the late degree placements, especially those from October 16th on or 24 to 29 degrees, you have even more of a chance of having very notable blessings from this blue moon because it will directly impact your Libra placement that's in those designations. Okay, so hopefully those rare opportunities and magical transformations and sudden game-changing insights zapping into your being, small sparks becoming catalysts for big change in positive ways will affect you in wonderful ways. Okay, so something else notable, must know to talk about, is we do still have that Leo energy happening. And for Libras, this is really great because it does make a 60-degree angle for you. Now, because the 60-degree angle is present in your 11th house, this goes back to the friends and the networking and people who are, trying to connect you with other people. If someone says, I want to set you up with somebody, I want you to meet this person as like a romantic thing, or online dating is all fully supported by this too, by the way, especially with that true love aspect being highlighted. But if somebody wants to do something for you or gives you a card, a business card, the 60-degree angle says, okay, this aspect brought in this possibility. Now you have to do something with it. You have to call the person, you have to do the thing or whatever. So if you see people trying to help you and it intuitively feels right, even if you have resistance, if you know that you really need to do it, then your active assertion of the opportunity is going to be what turns it into something magical. Either way, the Leo energies will bring this abundant creativity and the topic of leadership, and anyone who is trying to be seen more in their work, be recognized more, be out in front of people who are looked at as their work, like actors and models and fashionistas and people who have online accounts, and anybody that has, an athlete or anything like that, singer, anything that you're trying to be seen more, there's a lot more energy being supported now. And again, personal contacts, new and old, can help you with this. As the planets move into Virgo, this is giving powers of focus and powers of concentration to help you get things done. It's a fantastic time to make a to-do list of things you've been avoiding and to use this month and September to get the things done that you have been distracted and not doing, because you'll have strong Virgo energies both of these months, and that can really help you to pull in and just get really focused. This can also bring a critical eye, yours or somebody else's. So just kind of watch if you feel maybe you might be being too critical. If someone's being critical of you, maybe try to dissolve out the energy by seeing what they're trying to say and trying to understand their point, even if their delivery isn't great. And you might be able to dissolve out and deepen intimacy. When the planets move into Virgo, this is an especially notable time for Libra because Virgo is the sign before Libra. And what that always coincides with is the time before your birthdays are going to come. Okay, so we know, of course, that birthdays start. We're doing the August report here. Libra birthdays start at the end of September. And so every year around this time, your 12th house starts to get crowded. When your 12th house gets crowded, you think more. Libras are already caught in the hamster wheel in their mind, thinking way too much. Okay, so this is going to be a time when you're spinning yourself out more, and finding tools that help you to not get stuck in thinking too much is going to be critical, not only to your wellness and happiness, but also to breaking through patterns that have been destructive for you. This 12th house is like the attic of the being. It's the congested, dark place where we put things, and there are things that have potential in there, like maybe something that you inherited that you didn't even know is there is worth money, or maybe there's like vermin up there, right? It's like an attic. So you, at the time before your birthday, the weeks in the cycle before your birthdays, or if you're watching for another Libra placement, when the sun's going to move over your placement, this is true for all of you, even if Libra's not your sun sign. All of this activity is still happening. So I call it the Harry Potter placement, where he realizes that all of his conflicts are in his mind and he has to win in his mind, and everything outside will reflect what he does internally. And so this is where you have to, slay your own dragons, basically. And as you do that, everything will take a different form around you. But you've got to face some fears, face whatever's in there that's yucky, and try to not medicate it, or I don't want to say I'm not talking about doctor medication. If you need to be on medication, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about self-medicating, like drinking and drugs. Some people try to self-medicate or do other escapist things to avoid the things that come up at this time in the name of celebrating early for their birthday. And I've seen this happen so many ways, and I understand that it's this. Try to use positive techniques, hypnosis, therapy, meditation, yoga, any kind of the book, The Presence Process by Michael Brown, the book Marriage of Spirit by Leslie Temple Thurston, any kind of thing that helps you to clear out the gunk, because then that prepares you for the new rebirth when the sun crosses over your Libra placement here coming soon. Then you can be even more clear about what you want, more clear about your motivations, be motivated from faith instead of fear. And so it's a very profound time, and it has an opportunity to be super productive. And the fact that it's in these open stars can really be helpful to you. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so a few more quick must-knows here. One is that we do have more salty aspects than we have sweet ones this month, and you're going to feel that. There will be nuisance bumps, but like I said before, they're not outer planet clashes like the big, major, consequential ones. They're nuisance, annoying things that tend to pass quickly, but they will feel like little roadblocks, but they will pass. And even though there are more salty ones than sweet ones, there are a massive amount of sweet aspects this month. So hopefully those will bolster up your experience and offset any challenges that may come. I listed some of the sweet dates earlier, and remember, you can go to anniehelpsyou.com to sign up for my free email newsletter to get a full list of all the sweet dates and salty dates. We do have a bunch of inconjuncts this month, which I also call superhero opportunities. They're awkward aspects that just sort of make you, it tests the way that you're looking things. It tests the way that you're seeing things, and maybe you'll shift how you're doing things and seeing things in a way that will be more conducive for your happiness. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is that Jupiter is still retrograde. Jupiter is now retrograde back into Aquarius, which is great news for Libra because that is a fellow air sign. And when we have something, especially an outer planet, moving in a sign that's harmonious for us, that can be extra positive. So we've got still the rest of the year with Jupiter in your same elements, the Jupiter, the great expander, the great benefic, breathing life into everything that you're working on. And this happens to have to do also with that fifth house that we talked about of creativity and true love. I think I mentioned in the July horoscope that having Jupiter in your fifth house is one of the very strong increasers of likelihood to find your true love or a person of major consequence, or improve your current relationship. So you've got short and long-term energy around finding love, clearing out old patterns that have caused you to attract the wrong person. And so Jupiter's in retrograde now. So certain things might seem that we're moving forward might seem like they've dipped into the backdrop, but know that Jupiter's still working for you, and that come October, if things haven't started to move forward before then, that anything that stalled out, anything in your life, but also specifically Sagittarius topics or topics of love or romance or children or things like that, might start to race forward in October. Last note here that Jupiter moving back into Aquarius is going to be good for all of you, but especially those of you who are between 22 and 29 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be most of the late degree placements. That's going to be, let's see, 7 back from there, 12. So around October 12th through the rest of the sign, or 22 to 29 degrees if you know your degree, you all are still getting kisses. More kisses. That you've already gotten these kisses, more kisses from Jupiter. Now, if you want to see the exact calendar dates of who was getting kisses from Jupiter when, depending on your Libra placement, I outlined that beautifully in a video called Jupiter in Aquarius for Libra. You can search organically for Jupiter in Aquarius for Libra, and my name, Annie Botticelli, or you can go to my homepage, Annie Botticelli, and look at the Jupiter playlist. But we still have, half a year left of Jupiter's movement, and you'll want to see what types of additional things besides what I've mentioned Jupiter is working on for you and the exact dates for you. If you want even more details about how the current and upcoming astrology may affect you personally and how you can make the most of the opportunities, your first one-hit stop is to go to anniehelpsyou.com. Right there on the front page, you can sign up for my free email newsletter. You will also see a list of all of the other free things that I have for you each month, and you can interface with them through that one organized section. When you sign up for my free email newsletter, you get many wonderful bonuses, including a monthly write-up 1 month ahead delivered into your inbox of all of the notable aspects of the month, what you can expect from them, and the sweet and salty dates, and a general write-up of the points to note as the astrology must-knows. you definitely want to go to lumelife.com, L-U-M-E life.com. That's my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, and check out the free courses that I have there. And I also have paid courses. And if you think I put a lot into my free resources, you should see the depth and complexity of my paid courses. If you would like to be an astrologer as your trade, be a professional astrologer, add astrology to any of your other work offerings, or just do astrology in a deeper way for your friends and family, for your own self-development, then you will love my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course. This is a mega course that will equip you to do whatever you'd like to do with astrology. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.